Since October the 7th, lots of politicians from the Labour Party, from the Tory Party, the media have repeated that Israel has the right to defend itself. Less often have they talked about the right for Palestinians to live free from war crimes. How would you respond to that discourse, the nature of the discourse that we've seen from politicians these past few days?
Well, that was really very unfortunate as politicians or even as international mainstream media to be off balance for all these days would create a discourse that would actually enable fanatics to commit war crimes. So it's very serious, and I hope we learn the lessons of that last week, that we are very careful and we are very principled and we don't zigzag our language, our commitments as responsible states. I mean, from day one, everybody should be saying that international law must be respected. That was missing.
You've said there's been some shift in the discourse from politicians. We're still seeing both the government and the opposition refusing to say there is a humanitarian crisis currently in Gaza. Both of them are saying there is the potential for a humanitarian crisis to develop in Gaza. How would you respond to that?
I would really call on all politicians from across the board not to be a step or two behind, to be exactly at the level of the situation. And the situation is not only a humanitarian crisis, it's catastrophe in every single sense of the word. It's catastrophic. People have to make choices right now of who to save from their own family. The one who is injured, the one who has cancer, the one who has kidney failure. This is a humanitarian catastrophe that might have not been seen by people for a long, long period of time.
And if there were a demand that people were to make of British politicians, I mean, what are the priorities for you? What should the UK government be doing right now?
Uphold international law. Uphold the UK's responsibility. The UK is a permanent member of the Security Council. That's a very serious responsibility. And the Security Council is there to maintain world peace and security and stability. The UK has historic and moral responsibilities on the whole issue. And the UK is a key player. So we are hoping that the UK will be a force of de-escalation, of ceasefire, of ensuring humanitarian assistance immediately, and of opening a genuine and lasting horizon to resolve this issue once and for all.
And a question about the PLO, so the Palestinian Liberation Organization, the organization you represent. Now, this is being described by many as a war between Israel and Hamas. Now, does that risk the PLO becoming a bystander to this conflict?
No, the PLO is an umbrella organization that includes all Palestinian political factions, and it is the legitimate sole representative of the Palestinian people. The PLO is the entity that engages international actors because we are recognized as the sole legitimate representatives, and no Palestinian faction challenges that. So this is not an inter-Palestinian issue. The PLO's main responsibility now is the protection of our people everywhere, in Gaza, in the West Bank and abroad. And therefore we are engaged in serious international efforts to bring an end to this carnage, to this madness. And we are engaged in constant 24/7 efforts to make sure that once this ended, accountability is enforced for all those who committed war crimes against our people. And that's why the PLO acceded to the ICC. That's why it gave the ICC the full mandate. We wanted to make sure that our people protected, if not physically because we have no army, at least by the force of the court. That is the International Court of Justice. And the PLO wants to use this opportunity also to push for a lasting resolution of this issue. We do not want to see this happen again to our people. Enough is enough.
And the Palestinian Authority, so the organisation governed by Fatah in the West Bank, there has been discussion that they might be asked to oversee Gaza after any occupation. What do you make of that kind of speculation?
We take control of our people when our areas are liberated from occupation. Is that clear? And when Yasser Arafat returned back to Gaza, he returned after a peace process. So all these speculations are not founded. We have a political system, and the way to sort our differences is via the ballot, not the bullet, the ballot box. And we look forward to offer our people democratic elections, national elections in the earliest opportunity possible. And there we decide who governs. But the way things are speculated now is unacceptable. And the Israeli onslaught on our people is unacceptable.
Ambassador, thank you for speaking to us today.